No matter how much you may dislike dealing with legal documents, you still have to ensure that your website is compliant with privacy laws and regulations. One of the first steps to accomplish that would be to create a compliant privacy policy, and we have already done that in one of the previous tutorials. And today we're going to take care of the next step, which is creating your cookie policy and cookie policy pop-up or banner. To do that, we are going to use the best cookie policy generator out there, in my opinion of course, that makes it super easy to create a customized and compliant cookie policy and a cookie banner for your site. The service I'm talking about is called iubenda. We're using it in our business to create legal documents and a cookie solution, and I cannot recommend it enough. You only need to set everything up once, and if there are some changes in laws or regulations in the future, the team of lawyers at iubenda will make necessary adjustments and your documents will be updated respectively. But before I show you how to create a cookie policy for your site, I want to point out that everything I share in this video is my personal opinion and in no way financial or professional advice of any kind. You should always do your own research, consult certified professionals, draw your own conclusions, and make your own decisions. Now let's get started. The first thing that you need to do is to create your iubenda account. By the way, if you use our affiliate link in the description of the video, you will get 10% discount on your first year at iubenda. You can use iubenda to create not only a cookie policy and a cookie notice, but also a privacy policy, terms and conditions, manage the content database and data processing activities. Now to start creating your cookie policy and the cookie notice, you log into your iubenda account and click Start Generating. And after that we will just follow the steps that we see on the screen, and iubenda will walk us through the whole process. On this step, you need to add the link to your website. And even if it's not finished yet, you can use the option under construction site and just type the name of your site. I will go with the existing site that I already have added to the account. Once you add the link to your site, click Next. Select where you are based or where your business is registered and click Next. Select a language for your documents. As you can see, iubenda offers quite a selection of the languages that you can use, and you can also use multiple languages for your documents. After that, click Next to go to the next step. Now we need to choose where our targeted users are. Let's go with worldwide. Select the option that describes your website best. And after this initial setup, we can start generating our cookie policy and a cookie solution. Let's start with the cookie policy, and it goes along with the privacy policy. That's why we will just use this section. Click Generate Now. There is some information that we need to add to make our cookie policy tailored to our needs and to reflect what services we're using and which services will process the data that we are collecting. And we also will need to add the information about the owner, which is required for the cookie policy. Let's start with the services. To add the service, just click Add a Service. And you can either allow iubenda to scan your website and auto-detect the services that you're using and add them here, or add the services manually by just typing the names here and adding them to your document. Let's add a few services as an example. I will select Google Analytics from the most frequent services here. The services from Meta are also quite popular. And I will also add an active campaign as an example. Then we go to the Owner tab and add some information about the website owner. As you can see in the note here, this information will be shared between your privacy policy, cookie policy, your terms and conditions. But there are some specifics for each document. For example, for our privacy policy, we need to identify the owner, provide contact details about the individual, company, or any other entity responsible for the application or the website. And we also can provide some additional details. If you want to learn more about the information that you need to provide in the Owner tab, click here to learn more, to read the article from iubenda about the owner information. And on top of that, we need to provide our email address. I will quickly fill in these fields, and after that we will proceed. It's not my real contact information, as you may understand. I write something here as an example, but you of course need to provide your real contact information. After that, click Save Changes. So now we added this information that is required for our privacy policy and cookie policy. And what you need to do next is to scroll a bit, go to this section, Activate Cookie Policy, and click this button. I will go with the settings suggested by iubenda, but if you want, you of course can change those options. You can always go back and edit some information, delete or add some services. The next step for you would be to add this cookie policy to your site. And to do that, we just go back to our dashboard, click Embed, and here you will find the section with the code snippets that we need to embed our cookie policy. But before you do that, before you copy the snippet that you see here, you can select which view you want to have for your cookie policy. For example, if you want to add it as a widget to the footer or use a direct link, if I copy it and show you as an example, it will look like this. Or if you want to embed the text in the body of your page, you just use this tab. And what you would need to do is to click Copy to copy the snippet from our cookie policy. And then you would just need to paste it in the body code section of the page where you want to show the cookie policy. With our cookie policy created, we can go ahead and create our cookie notification. Click Generate Now. Now we just follow the steps that we see here to generate the cookie banner for our site. This is the information that we pre-filled on the initial setup step. You can either change it if you need or confirm and proceed to the next step. iubenda already suggests us the settings based on the countries that we selected in the previous steps. But of course, you can adjust those settings. For example, if you want to disable this section, US state laws, you would need to toggle this off. But before we proceed, I would like to address this notice here. For that, I would click Edit and see the suggestion or warning that iubenda offers us. In this case, in order to comply with the regulations in Denmark and Greece, we also need to enable the controls. After that, we can go back to the settings. Click Confirm and Proceed. On this step, you can change the text and the look of your cookie notification. For example, if you want to change the text or the formatting, you would go to the text section, click Edit, and then you would be able to adjust the text or the look of the text. And of course, you will see all the changes on the right here. You can also change the theme of the cookie notification or even change the colors to ensure that the colors of the cookie banner fit the colors of your website. I will just go with the standard cookie banner here. And on top of that, you can also add your logo. Once you're satisfied with the look of your cookie notice, click Confirm and Proceed. On this step, you can choose if you want to link your own privacy and cookie policy or use the ones that are generated by iubenda. We will go with the documents that we generated with iubenda. And what's left to do is to add this cookie notice to your website. It works pretty much the same way as it did for the cookie policy. If you want, you can watch the tutorial here or follow the guides for these services if you're using one of them. But the basic approach is you copy this code snippet and add it to the head code section of your site. In addition to displaying a cookie banner, you must also block cookies before consent. And there are a few ways how you can do it. The first option would be to use manual tagging. iubenda has an extensive article explaining how it works and how you can implement it. But in a nutshell, you would make a small change to the code of the scripts that may install cookies and allow privacy controls and cookie solution from iubenda to prevent their execution where consent hasn't yet been given. This article also provides a lot of practical examples for popular services. I will leave the link to this article in the description of this video. And the second option would be to enable automatic blocking by iubenda. And if you want to be on the safe side, you can combine both the automatic blocking and manual tagging. That's it for today. I hope that this video was helpful. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to upvote this video, subscribe to our channel and enable notifications to not miss out on the future useful content.